Hi, my name is Bridget Talbot, and this is my presentation for what technology leadership looks like in my own workplace. Using the EDUCAUSE framework as my guide, I do not work in a school, but I do own a small cabinet business. Now I'll explain how these leadership ideas apply to my workplace. Here's a quick look at what I'll cover today. I'll start with a simple definition of leadership, of technology leadership. Then I'll explain the EDUCAUSE framework. After that, I'll share how the framework connects to my business. I'll also talk about some challenges I face, my goals for the future, and finally, the big takeaways that I think matter the most. I see technology leadership as helping people use technology in ways that make their work and learning better. It's not just about buying software or setting up devices. It's about having a vision of how technology can improve work, supporting people as they learn it, and making good choices so the tools actually make life easier. In my experience, technology only makes a difference if people are comfortable and confident using it. Technology leadership also means creating an environment where people feel encouraged to explore and adapt. A strong leader doesn't just introduce tools, they guide others through the process of using them effectively. This includes setting clear expectations, offering training, and showing patience as people learn. When leaders do this, technology becomes something that empowers people instead of intimidating them. EDUCAUSE is a professional organization that focuses on technology in higher education, and in 2015 they laid out a framework for IT leaders. The framework highlights four main strategic themes. The first is retention and graduation, the second is career impact, the third is efficiency, and the fourth is innovation. These ideas are written for college and universities, but I found they actually connect to business. When I first looked at the framework, I assumed it only applied to schools since this is EDUCAUSE's focus. But as I studied it more closely, I realized the same exact principles show up in my daily work. Retention, career impact, efficiency, and innovations aren't just higher education concerns. They're leadership concerns in any setting. I started to think about how these four themes connect to the way I lead my staff, train them in technology, and organize projects. That reflection helped me see that even in a small business, strong leadership about technology makes a real difference. Retention and graduation. In higher education, retention and graduation means making sure students stay on track and complete their degrees. In my workplace, I think about it in terms of staff success. I want my employees to stay engaged and not give up when technology feels overwhelming. For example, I train staff in our design software, and not everyone learns at the same pace. Some pick it up faster, while others need more encouragement and practice. If I didn't support them, they might feel frustrated or even want to quit. So, one of the roles in my business is to help them succeed and grow, which in turn keeps them engaged in their work. Retention isn't only about students graduating, and business is about making sure employees don't get stuck or discouraged. If they feel supported, they're more likely to stay committed to their work and to grow along with the company. I've learned that when employees feel valued and see progress in their learning, they become more motivated to contribute, and that positive cycle benefits everyone involved. Okay, so the second EDUCAUSE theme is career impact. For universities, this means helping students graduate while with the skills they need for jobs. In my business, it means making sure my employees build strong skills that help them succeed in their work here and continue to grow professionally. When I teach someone to design using our software or to collaborate with Google Drive, I know their skills make them more effective on our team. My goal is to give employees real, practical experience that makes them more confident and valuable in their work. Career impact for me is really about creating independence and confidence in the workplace. If my team members learn to handle design projects or file management on their own, that frees me up to focus on leadership tasks while also knowing the work will be done right. When employees feel capable and trusted, they work with more pride and take ownership of their projects with strengths, which strengthens the whole company. Efficiency. The third EDUCAUSE theme is efficiency. EDUCAUSE describes this as using resources wisely and improving operations. For me, efficiency means choosing tools that save time, reduce cost, and make everyday work easier. Google Drive is a great example. It lets us share files instantly, whether we're in a different state, at home, in the office, or on the job site. It keeps us organized, prevents wasted time searching through emails, and eliminates the need to keep up with piles of paper and files. It also is also affordable, which makes it the best fit, in my opinion, for a small business. As a leader, efficiency means balancing costs while still making sure the tools I choose actually improve productivity. For me, efficiency also shows up in how I manage my own time. Since I can't be everywhere at once, I rely on tools like Google Drive to make information available to my staff whenever they need it. This way, I don't have to stop what I'm doing every time someone has a question. The resources are already there for them to access. When I do have time set aside to guide and teach, I can focus fully on training instead of chasing down files or re-explaining details. That helps me stay productive while also making sure my employees have what they need to keep projects moving forward. Innovation. The fourth theme in the EDUCAUSE framework is innovation. This is about trying out new technology and staying ahead of changes. For my workplace, that means exploring new software and tools that can improve design or customer service. I've been looking into ways that artificial intelligence might help with design layouts or quoting jobs more quickly. Innovation also means being able to open new ideas and not being afraid to experiment. Even in a small business, being innovative keeps us competitive and keeps our customers happier. We can serve them better. Innovation is also about mindset. It's not only adopting the newest technology, but being willing to look at challenges in different ways. For example, sometimes we find that using an existing tool in a new way solves a problem just as well as buying something brand new. I also encourage my team to share ideas when they find a shortcut or a feature that makes their work easier. Those small improvements add up and often spark bigger changes. For me, innovation means creating a culture where we're not afraid to test, adjust, and learn, because that is how we keep moving forward. Challenges. Of course, technology leadership comes with challenges. One challenge I face is limited time for training. I'm very busy, and it's not always easy to schedule training. Another challenge is that people have very different comfort levels with technology. Some love it while others don't. And finally, budget constraints are always a factor. As a small business, I can't afford every tool I might like. So I have to make smart choices about what we really need. These challenges remind me that leadership isn't easy. It takes patience to train people, creativity to work within a budget, and persistence to keep moving forward when time is short. I've also learned that challenges are constant. There's never a perfect moment when everything lines up. As a leader, I have to make progress even when those things aren't ideal. That means setting priorities, being flexible, and not letting obstacles stop me from moving the business forward. Future goals. Looking ahead, I have a couple of clear goals for technology leadership in my workplace. First, I want to create a structured training modules for staff instead of only training in the moment. This will help. This will give them resources that can return to when needed. Second, I want to strengthen our data security and storage systems because protecting information is becoming more and more important in every field, including mine. Another goal I have is to keep learning myself. If I don't stay up to date on new tools and practices, I can't expect my staff to grow either. Part of leadership is setting the example for continuing my own learning. For me, this might mean taking classes, reading articles, or exploring new features in technology we already use. By showing that I'm committed to my own growth, I set the tone for the rest of the team and create a culture where learning is a normal part of our work. So here are my big takeaways. Technology leadership is really about people, not just tools. Vision matters. Leaders have to learn, leaders have to think ahead and guide others. And even in a small workplace like mine, technology leadership makes a huge difference. Using the EDUCAUSE framework helped me realize that these ideas apply everywhere, not just in schools or universities. I'll be honest, I didn't even know EDUCAUSE existed before this course. Once I started learning about it, I realized how much their framework connects to what I already do in my own business. That was eye-opening for me because it showed me that the challenges I face as a small business owner are similar to the challenges that leaders face in education. No matter the setting, the focus has to stay on supporting people, planning for the future, and making smart choices about technology. Thank you for listening to my presentation. All of the information I shared came from our LSU course material and the AECT standards, along with the sources that I've cited here. Hope everyone has a safe Labor Day weekend. Go Tigers.